Hey guys, back again with another video. Welcome to the channel. It's Breaking Code, and today we've got another video to box off the road to glory for learning JavaScript. Okay, so please like, comment, and subscribe so I can keep the road to glory going for you guys. Okay, so let's recap on the last lesson. We basically looked at what is JavaScript. Okay. We talked about all the reasons why you'd want to learn the language, okay, and then we got set up with how to start writing some JavaScript code to start obviously practicing writing code and seeing what happens, when everything's comes together. So hopefully you've got to check out that video, and if you haven't, then make sure to check it out. It's on the playlist or it's on the channel. It's the first JavaScript lesson, so it's really important that you guys get yourself set up with the right environment so that you guys can practice, and it's a really good way to remember stuff if you practice it yourself, kind of thing. So go with that. Anyway, let's get into today's topic. Variables and data types. Okay, well, what are variables? Well, variables are just containers that are used for storing data. There are two types of variables in JavaScript: global and local variables. Okay, variable names, must start with like an A to Z, either in lowercase or uppercase, or you can have an underscore as a start, or you can have a $sign, and then we can declare variables, okay, using the var, let, and const keywords. Okay, so basically we can create them basically using that those words, those keywords. Okay, and then we can obviously assign to them. Well, actually, to be fair, let me just cover something off real quick. The var keyword really is used for code written for older browsers, and we do prefer to use the let and const keywords when declaring variables. Okay, so use const when the values won't change. Okay, and then obviously use the let keyword in other cases, obviously. And just stay away from the var keyword unless you must support like older browsers. Okay, we can then assign values to our variables using the assignment operator. Okay, so that being said, let's head over to our IDE. Code editor, in this case Visual Studio Code. Okay, this is basically where we left off in the last video. Okay, you can see it's a mixture of HTML code, and we've got some JavaScript plugged in the middle here. Okay, and when you kind of see this, where you're mixing HTML with JavaScript code, it's not really good. Well, actually, it's okay in this case because it's pretty basic. It's just a header tag, and you got your a line of code here, so it's not bad in this scenario. But when this grows, and it will as we continue on this course in particular, it's going to get messy. So this is kind of a perfect time to kind of segue into an explanation of a coding concept that, if you're really clever, will stay with you for the rest of your coding life. Okay, and it's called separation of concern. Okay, now just to explain that in like a real world scenario, right? So if you can just close your eyes and visualize a fridge. Okay, now you've got your fridge at home, whatever it looks like, right? So imagine you've got all your food inside of the fridge, guys. Okay, or whatever you've got in there. You've got your anchovies, you've got your crocodile head, whatever you've got in there, right? Okay, now imagine If you wanted to put your shoes in there as well, you put your shoes in there. You wanted to put your toothpaste in there, your toothbrush, your boxies in there, your boxer shorts or whatever you call them, briefs, wherever you are, your TV remote, whatever it is, your PlayStation controller, whatever, right? Okay, that would just be you know, a bit of a mess, wouldn't it? And that's kind of a representation of how this code looks at the moment. Okay, it's got everything you know, all in one place. So it kind of makes sense in the real world that we put certain things in certain places. So obviously you want your food in your kitchen, well, and when it's in your kitchen, some of it in the fridge, sorry. You want your remote next to your television, usually in the living room. You want your toothbrush in the bathroom, usually in a cupboard in the bathroom somewhere. You know, you kind of get the picture, okay? So it doesn't make sense to have this like this, particularly if, you know, we're going to build on this. So let's clean it up, okay? So let's go over to the Explorer tab, okay, and add a new file. And we're going to call this index.js, okay? Okay, and then what we can do, if we go back to the HTML file, we can copy this bit of code here. And, well, actually, first of all, let's run the code just to see what it looks like. So open live server. Let me grab that. So this is what we've got at the moment. If I open my developer tab, okay, you can see it's printing hello world to the console there. Okay, cool. Okay, right, cool. So let's copy this out and put it in our JS file. Okay, so that's in there now. Okay, so let's save that. And obviously now we want to, if we go back to our HTML file, we kind of need to reference this file that we've just created. So just below this hello message, we can use this script tag again, but we can kind of put a reference in here. So we type in source, IntelliSense is working its magic as usual, index.js. Okay, so that's referencing our index.js file, and this basically just tells the browser that the JS code, it just tells it where our JS code is basically. Okay, so we save that, and then if we go back to our browser, wherever that is, where is it? Let's load that up again, actually. There we go. Okay, hopefully if we open the console, yeah, everything works as expected. Cool. Okay, right, okay, so let's declare and assign some variables in our JS file and see how we get on with that. Okay, so let's say we wanted to write an amount of apples we have. Okay, so we'll declare a variable of apples, so we can say let apples. Okay, so that's declaring it, and then we've declared it. Now we want to assign the amount of apples we have, so we can write equals 3. So basically I have 3 apples. Okay, cool. So this is classed as a well, actually let's print that to the console first. So we can do that by putting this variable name in here. Okay, we save that, and then when we head over to our console again, it shows that variable printed in the console of 3. Great. Okay, and this is classed as a number data type. Okay, so we can also do the same thing. Well, let's call this a number data type. Okay, and we can also do the same thing for a string. Okay, so a string of text. So if we say we wanted to print out the word apple to the console, we can say, again, declaring a variable called let apple. Okay, and then we put equal sign, and then we can put some quotation marks, and whatever goes in between those quotation marks is our string that we want to print out. In this case, we want to print out the word apple. So then we put a semicolon there, okay, and then let's put that in the console log, okay, and then let's head over to the browser, and we should see our apple printed out there. So it's pretty simple, pretty basic there. So okay, that's that. So we can label that as our string data type, okay. And all I'm doing there with these are forward slashes, yeah, is I'm kind of doing comments there, but I'll go into comments in more detail in a later video, guys, so don't worry about that for now. Or you can worry about it if you want to. Google's a good place to learn stuff, but I'll cover it in more detail later. Okay, so that's the string type. So you've shown you how to create a string type, data type there. Okay, what about a boolean? Okay, what's a boolean, you're probably asking. Okay, so a boolean is a data type which we use in programming to represent a true or false value. So let's declare a boolean variable. Let's say we have a manager, let manager variable. So that's declaring it, and then let's assign a true value to it. Okay, so basically what this is saying in a real world scenario is that if a person or employee in this case is a manager, then we can set this variable to true to represent that yes, they are a manager. Okay, and if they're not a manager, okay, we can also set this to false to represent that the person is not a manager. Okay, and we can also print that to the console. So let's print that to the console and see what we get. I'm hoping we get true. I'm hoping we get false in this scenario, in this instance. And great, we get false in the browser there. So that's pretty cool, as you can see. So that is the boolean type. So let's give it a little comment there. Boolean data type. Cool. Okay, so we've just shown you variables and how we can represent three data types. So we've got a number data type, we've got the string data type, and we've got the boolean data type. Okay, cool. Okay, well that concludes this video. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. Remember, if you haven't set up your environment, please watch the first video. That will help you set up your environment so you can pretty much get stuck in and print to the console as easy as I've done. Okay, and remember guys, practice makes perfect. I can't stress you that to you enough, obviously. So please like, comment and subscribe, as without your support I can't keep this channel going. But other than that, have a good day guys. Catch you in the next video.